Well, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I am Life Coach Shaun Joya from Life Coach Philippines, and this is coaching for workforce management. This coaching conversation is for leaders, or for those leaders in the workplace or in the workforce who wants to help their team be inspired and motivated to perform at work. And my mission is to be able to help the workplace create a mentally fit environment so that the workforce can stay productive, allowing them to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me for this Monday morning. We are live today, and please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are presently coming from today. Kumusta? How's everyone today on a Monday morning? It's kind of gloomy outside. I think for some of the areas out there, it's raining. So I hope everything is doing well with you. Everything is doing fine with you. Everything is, enjoyable even on a Monday morning. Please do tag your fans in there. Tag them in the comment section below. Circulate this video, and then let's help more people in the digital space who might be in need of what I'll be sharing to you this season. You may also give a shout out to them. Give them some inspiring message. Let's inspire them. Let's ignite their fires from within so that we can allow them to enjoy the work that they're doing on this morning. If you are watching this on a replay as well, please do comment in their hashtag replay. I'm streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach A dash Coach A I dash Connect. Yeah, Coach A I dash Connect. If you are new to the platform, please like and follow and subscribe as well. Right? Let's begin. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to talk about time challenge. 5 ways to improve your work life scorecard and everything I've been reaching out and connecting with people and some of the workmates that I had before, and I asked them, and they shared to me the one of the challenge that they have is they are having some time constraint. That there's a lot of things that they're doing right now that it's not allowing them to really spend moments on their life and being able to put more time in their life, allowing them to enjoy the fruits of their labor. And at most times, there's no longer any boundaries between the work and the life that they have. So today, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk to you about how you can uh, change that lifestyle and finally have that improved work life scorecard. We all have a scorecard that we measure if things are doing well, if things are doing fine, if things are working well for us. If we're able to make and manage that and help individuals, allow them to see that life can be more better. Diba? That it's not all about work. That you can spend time doing your passion project, especially for those working in corporate world. For those of you, I've worked in the corporate in this world for 14 years, and if you, I know how it feels out there if it's not clear what it is that you will need to do after you stop working. That most of the time that we invest in our workplace is or in our life is the time that we have at our work. So if we can shift that a little bit and give more time to the life that we have, the dreams that we have, the desires that we have, and also the goals that we wanted to achieve in life. It makes it more powerful, and it makes it more enjoyable for us to do that as we progress, di ba? Mas maganda pag ganyan siya na nai-enjoy natin yung relationships natin. We're able to enjoy our children. We're able to enjoy our family. We're also able to enjoy our talents and those things that allow us to really have a fruitful moment in our life. All right? There you go. And okay, so let's begin. Before I begin, let me quickly introduce myself. Thank you, Coach Sherry Minats, for joining me. Quickly introduce yourself. I am Coach Shaun Hoya. I'm a professional actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a certified mental health coach. One of the things that I've been doing for the last for more than a decade is a workforce management professional. So a workforce management professional is someone who puts in the right people at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So that is my role. And that's the reason why this is coaching for workforce management. But right now, fully, my focus is in really helping people in the workplace and really allowing them to take a moment and stop and reflect on life as of the moment. Kasi masyadong madaming nangyayari sa buhay natin, right? And we're not able to reflect on what's happening in our life. And I'm a father when I was 19. I am director when I was 35, and I'm a full-time life coach at 37. So right now I'm 39 years old. So I'm still at my 30s age, but next year I'm gonna turn 40. And it's a wonderful feeling that you're able to see yourself journey from something that is a teenager. You're not really prepared for it, but as you transition along the way, you're able to improve that, and you're able to see your progress in your career and also in your work and also in your relationship. My focus is in the area of self-leadership, and self-leadership is our ability to be intentional in the way we feel and the way we think and the way we respond. That is what self-leadership is all about. Self-leadership is similar as what Coach Nord is teaching as intentional living. Yan ang self-leadership. If you cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. That is how I see it, because the way for you to be able to ensure that your people are doing the right things at the right time, at the given moment with their skills, is you need to understand yourself first so that you can help others and be empathetic and compassionate with them. I empower men. What I do is I empower men to be mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. That is what I do. Those are the things that I do for men out there, for the men out there who make sacrifices for their family, make sacrifices of time, focuses their attention on their time in the work. Saludo ako sa inyo. And let's help each other. Let's start, living, enjoying the life that you have, because you focus too much attention on the work that sometimes we tend to forget and lose sight of the most important thing in our life, which is our family. And I've been doing this coaching profession full time since I left the corporate world back in 2019. After 14 years of successful career in the contact center industry, which landed me a directorship post. I'm well fortunate in there, and it's one of the biggest things that I, excelled on. And if you have the right principles that you're following, if you have the right principles that you're moving towards to, I have, I just follow 5 simple steps. Be brilliant at the basic, your number, strive for effective communication, be empathetic and compassionate, and learn coaching skills. That's it. That's the only 5 things. If you're able to master that, I will tell you, you're able to propel yourself towards the career that you want, the promotion that you want, plus, making sure that you have synergy with your work and your life. It's not all about work. Work is never ending. It's always going to be there, but your life, your children, your family, they will grow, and eventually, if God calls them to go home, I mean, it's a wonderful feeling that you're able to invest really time and attention towards them. All right. So if you want to know more about what we're doing, if you want to know more about how you can help the workforce in there, just feel free to add us in the group. It's called Workforce Today by Life Coach Philippines. What we do here is we share to you nuggets, wisdom, tips, tricks, and some of the things that we've learned, and for you to be able to improve the way you to work in the workplace. So go in there, just add yourself in there in the group Workforce Today. This is by Life Coach Philippines, and what we help here is really humanize the workforce. Let's start humanizing the workforce. At times we get too focused on just taking a look at the workforce as a number, as 1 and 0, the people in there. So let's change that. And for those workforce management professionals, if you want to learn workforce management, if you want to know more about how you can improve the business, how you can help the executives, the directors in there, the people that are running the business, and how you can, be the go-to person, add me in, follow me at Life Coach Shaun Joya. I teach about their workforce management on businesses, in call center management, in the BPO sector, and also how you can manage your teams and as a leader, and how you can move and transition towards having a synergy in your life. And if you want to connect with me on the first personal level, if you just want to know me better, just connect with me, Sean Chong De Hoya. That is my personal page, personal timeline. Feel free to add me in there, and then let's stay connected. Let's have a conversation. All right. So before we begin, Coach Nords, maraming salamat. Coach Marine, thank you. Of course, my better half, Coach Tin, is also here. Let's do a test. Come on, let's do a test. If you're ready, let's do a test right now. Have you ever, have you ever experienced this in your inbox when you were still, or when you are working, if you're working in the corporate world, if you were, you worked before in the corporate world, have you ever experienced this number or the amounts of emails that you see in your mail? Yan, di ba? Have you seen that? Have you ever experienced that? 1,000 emails. I think I can remember a time in which I have 10,000 emails. When I went on leave and I went back, it was 10,000 emails in there. Like, I needed a full day and a half just for me to clean up the emails and for me to clean up the things, and park in the things that are important from the executives, from the directors, and these are the things that I do. Like, how many hours do you spend, diba? How many hours do you spend working these days? If you think about it, do you work 9 hours a day? Do you work 10 hours a day? Do you work 12 hours a day? Or maybe do you work more than that, 14 hours a day? So how much time do you spend? And at times, even when you're done working, maybe you're still going in the workplace, or maybe you're at home. After that 9 hours that you've scheduled for the work time, you're still working afterwards. You extended your time. You extended your moment instead of enjoying, doing some passion project, enjoying other people, enjoying your family members, your children. How is that? Or maybe right now, or before, you went on a vacation. Even if it's pandemic, you can still go to a vacation, and you've experienced a call, and instead of you just enjoying the beach, sitting down, you pulled your laptop, went into a call, then start your work mode. And how did that feel? At times we would feel that, I call this inbox zero. Maybe you're familiar this with the inbox zero principle. That every time you go home, before you go home, you inbox, make that sure that that's zero. But the reality is, there's no such thing as inbox zero, because you cannot answer all of the communication in there, and you're gonna need to park things that you need to work on. And at times it can be rough, because instead of you relaxing at home, you feel that there's an urge for you to still continue working on and doing the things that you want, because of a lot of different reasons, right? Now, this images, you would always see this, if you're a business leader, maybe you're a leader right now, you're leading teams. This is something common. This is something common for all of us. I've experienced all of this. This is something that, when you come in, before you come into work, is something that you see, and it's something that you've experienced. And if you don't have the right, principles, you don't have the right skills, you don't have the right knowledge for you to manage all of this, if it continues on as you progress in your career, it's going to be detrimental to you. It's going to affect your mental health in the future. And the reality is, in the workplace right now, people have little control over the life, and they tend to overwork themselves. And that is the reality of what we're seeing right now in the pandemic. There's no longer a space between what's work and what's life. Your home is already your work, and your work is already your home. And this has been the challenge right now. Like, for you, how does it look like today? How does it look like today during the pandemic on how you're working? Are you overworked? Is your boss asking you to do a lot of different things? Because it's easier for them to tap you and say, hey, I need something. Or is it because we're doing all of these things, we're overworking because of the incentives that we will get, gain an extra time in there, or maybe a bonus in there? Maybe you're doing this because of the corporate culture. That is what really the company is. That is how the company was created. Or maybe you're overworked because of the rise of digitalization. It's easy. It's an arm's reach just to call someone, to message someone that they need something. And instead of us acting on the work that's in front of us, we tend to react to these forces. And what happens is it's controlling us rather than us controlling it. Or maybe you're just someone who just puts in more of the time in there. You put more of the time in there because of the inner drive that you have. You're wanting to achieve something. You have this passion, something that you want to be able to pursue that. Or maybe it's your ambition that forces you to work or overwork. Or for the men out there, maybe it's our machismo, right? That we want to be able to prove to our family or other people that we can do it. It's something that's possible. Or at times it can be greed. Maybe someone, who has this high aspiration because they wanted more, 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 more. Or maybe because it's anxiety. People get overworked because they have anxiety that they might lose their work. They might be removed if they're not performing. Or maybe because it's guilt. The guilt that if you don't work, if you don't put the time in there, people would say that you're not doing your part, you're not giving your all, you're not giving your moment. Or maybe it's because of enjoyment. You just enjoy doing the work that you do, even though at times you work more than 14 hours. It just gives you the energy, and that gives you pride, maybe. Or maybe it's because you're overworking because of short-term reward that's coming. Or maybe it's a desire that that person wants to prove that they're important in this world, and because they have the duty to do so. Now, some of this you would see the reason why people overwork are negative in nature, like greed, anxiety, and guilt. But most often than not, most people really put in their time and their energy and their effort because of a positive reason. But again, overworking may be good in a short term, but in the long term, it can be detrimental to you, your health, especially your mental health. So my question to you is, are you overworked right now? Thank you, Coach Trisha, for joining. Coach Maripe, maraming salamat. And Coach Rizal, thank you for joining. Are you overworked? And if you're overworked right now, if the answer is yes, who is to blame? Who is to blame of this overworking? And how is overworking work? How does overwork working for you? Is overworking something that's really allowing you to fulfill that missing piece in your heart? And it's giving you that meaningful and fulfilling experience. Or maybe it's on the flip side that, some people would overwork themselves for them to feel relevant or significant. How is this overworking for you resulting? Is this giving you a better output in life, better output in your relationship, better output in your career, and a better output in, the vision or the goals or the dreams that you have in your life? Are you really getting more things done when you overwork? That is the question. So let me show you a research. In a study of consultants by Erin Reed, a professor at Boston University's Quest Room School of Business, managers could not tell the difference between employees who work 80 hours a week and those just pretended to. So there's no difference. Imagine if you're working 80 hours a week and those people who just pretended to be working, maybe they're just sitting in there, typing, or playing with their cell phones or what have you, or maybe watching videos and so on. There's no difference. And the reality is, when you overwork, it hurts us more as an individual and also the company that we work for. So for those business leaders out there, for those leaders, maybe you're an HR practitioner, HR professional, I tell you, overworking does not show the similar result. You know, it just shows the similar result for those who are less working. And the result stress related to it can lead to different health problems. And the health problems when people continue to work more than 40 hours, and I tell you, I've done that, I made that, it's something that you've seen. And I was reflecting on this, and I was really putting myself back to the time in which I put so much effort in there. I realized that overworking is detrimental to me. Being promoted every 2 to 3 years for the last 14 years, I thought is something that is a milestone and an accomplishment. I'm super proud of it, but only to realize it has stretched my mind and my mental health so far that it just gone tired. It was so exhausted. 1 decade of putting in all of your time, your effort, your attention, your focus. Then eventually, afterwards, you reach to the top, your executive level, and you will say, "Is this really it?" My brain is telling me, "Is this really it? Is this really it?" Or there's more. And I've experienced 3 burnouts for the 14 years of my career. And the problems here that you'll experience is, and sorry, it's impaired sleep. That is one. You know, I remember a moment in which I was sleeping, and my sleep hours would cut. I think every hour I would wake up because, hey, is everything doing well in at work? Things are doing well there? Is my team managing the performance? So you can't really have a good night's sleep, and sometimes it would affect you. It would cause you to be depressed because the experience that you have is not allowing you to enjoy the moments, like you're just have full of anxiety and so on. The problem here as well, if people continue to overwork, is it will cause them to do heavy drinking. I've experienced that. Like one of my stress management solutions back then, don't do this, by the way, it's not healthy, is I would buy alcohols. I would buy whiskeys, I would buy beer, or I would ask my coworkers to go out and have a drink for a stress reliever. Imagine that, using alcohol to relieve stress in the morning, it's the same feeling. Nothing gets resolved. Also, overworking can lead you to diabetes. Why? Because you eat a lot of different things. You eat a lot of fast food. You need fast. You need to eat fast because you need to work fast. So that aligns with it anyway. Then just eat burgers, French fries. What else? A lot of different fast foods in there. That's not helping you. And also, overworking causes you to have impaired memory. Like you forget things. You forget meetings. I remember a moment in which I was working night shift and I went home. Then I slept. It was an exhausting day. I think there was a challenge, by the way, or an issue, by the way, back then. And I slept. Then I saw my time. I suddenly just bounced back and saw the time, and it was 10 o'clock. So I rushed I rushed and took a shower, had a bath and so on and so on. And when I came back, I saw my time, and it was, so my shift was evening. I saw it. I was, oh, it's 10 a.m. So I was only sleeping for less than 2 hours. It was funny because I thought I was late already for work. So imagine that because of a lot of overworking, putting in a lot of time at work, you tend to, even the time, you're not sure if it's morning or if evening already. It's a funny experience. I laugh about it, but it's not a good experience because you've stretched yourself so much that you can't even distinguish if it's evening or morning already. Now, what you're seeing here, these are the results at work, shows the increase in absenteeism. So imagine if your people, or you specifically, you've been working, for the last couple of years, no tardiness, no late, everything's doing well. Then all of the sudden, that person is absent. We call that no call, no show, NCNS, not NCIS, NCNS, no call, no show, or tardy. And they would say that, boss, it's traffic. That's why they're tardy. But in reality, they're not there. If they're an option, they don't want to work. If people continue to be overworked in the workplace, it will cause us turnover as well. I've experienced a moment in which, there's a lot of call volumes. I think it was around 3 months that consistently high call volumes, and everyone was being asked to do overtime, and people got tired. People just resigned. People just quit because they cannot do anymore, make do anymore with the stresses and the pressure. And also, it's increasing on a business perspective for the business leaders out there, health insurance cost. Because the amount of money that needs to be, that's being supported by the health insurance is not sufficient to cater for the employees. So you need to increase the maximum money that you can spend on for the health of the individual or for any sickness. So this is the reality of what people are experiencing in the workplace. And if you take a look at this before, pre-pandemic, this has been the case. So imagine now, with people having challenges, having to split between work and life, setting the boundaries in there, and I'm not sure if you're able to set the boundaries already, but countless of people are really challenged on how they can split up that this is the only time for my work and this is the time for my life, because it's now intertwined. There's no more gap, there's no more space in there. So what do we do? What do we do now? You know, if your job relies for a lot of interpersonal communication, especially these are for people in the service industry, if it requires a lot of making good judgment calls, for leaders out there, or maybe you're an individual contributor but has, this support role that you need to make decisions. Maybe your role or your job is something that you need to read people, reading other people's faces, like coaches. We need to understand, we need to listen to what they're not saying, what they're not uttering, what they're not speaking. Or maybe you're someone who needs to manage your emotional reactions. Because when you talk to people, and sometimes people can get irate, in a service industry, people can get irate. People have low patience right now. People are rushing right now. Imagine how you, as an individual, how are you managing your emotions so that you don't go ballistic when you are triggered by someone's emotion. And if you think about it, pretty much all of these things are required in the workplace. The bad news here, based on research have found that overwork and its accompanying stress and exhaustion can make all of these things more difficult for the employees and the employer. So let me allow you to pause for a moment and reflect on the kind of culture the company have right now. And is that really allowing your employees, the workforce, and the leaders get the result? Because there needs to have synergy in there. I don't believe in work-life balance. I think work-life balance is imagine every single moment you just need to continue to balance these things and you move to the left, you move to the right and so on. I don't believe in that. It's just exhausting. I believe in work-life synergy. If you can synergize the two and you're doing what you love and loving what you do, I tell you, there's not no such thing as job. There's no such thing as work. You're doing it because it's something that you fully enjoy and it's something that gives you meaning and fulfillment. Of course, the biggest challenge in there, if we're not able to manage our overwork, it can cause heart disease. Who wants heart disease? May medical insurance ka nga and you have medical support, but you have this risk of dying. What's that? People are focusing more. Last night I was reflecting on this and I realized, why are people so interested in having medical support from the companies when in fact they can be preventive about it and not put themselves in that position where they get sick. It's not enjoyable to get, you know, injected with a syringe or put in some when you are in the hospital. Not good. So how do we solve this? As an individual and as a business leader, how do we find a solution between putting in time between work and life? How can we help individuals? How can we help ourselves in the workplace? Well, the solution to finding time between work life, I would tell you, very simple. Very, very simple. Everyone is doing this. Intentionally, I'm not sure, but everyone is doing this. Before, I'm not doing this intentionally. Very simple. Just one thing that you need to do is to set goals. Just set goals. Set goals when, if you want to find work life synergy, if you want to find more time for your life. That is really the case that you can do. And I would like to introduce for you the big, hairy, audacious goal. Are you familiar with this? The BHAG? Let me know if you're familiar with this. Master Coach A has taught this. I have known this back in the corporate world. I've been doing this. It's just a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. So what you need to do, get a pen and paper in there, or get a screenshot of this if you want to. You can start utilizing it. How do you find your BHAG? How do you find your big, hairy, audacious goals? Now, whatever happens, you could continue on and doing and putting in time for your life. All right? Are you ready? I hope you're ready in there. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is create a circle. Of course, create 3 circles in there. Write it down, put a circle in there. And the first circle is write in what are you deeply passionate about? Pardon the writing. What are you deeply passionate about? That's one thing. What are you deeply passionate about right now? What is that passion project that you have? What is that one thing that when you do something, you just get lost in time and you enjoy it so much? Right in there. Then the second circle is what can you be best in this world? What can you be best in the world? What is it that you're truly, truly best at? Like when you talk to people, people would tell you these things that, hey, ang galing-galing mo dito, you're very good at these things. Or every time, sometimes people might tell you that, I've requested something for you, from you, but I requested it from this person. It took them 2 days, but only took you 1 hour. So that is something that you're very great at. And the third circle is what drives your action and outcome and income. And income. What drives your action and income? So what are the things that you're doing that allowing you, that drives you, that propels you forward to take action? And in the middle of that is what we call the BHAG. Intertwining between those circles is your big, hairy, audacious goals. And some of the big, hairy, audacious goals, I'll share to you, famous one, probably know this. In Facebook, their big, hairy, audacious goal is connect the world. That is their BHAG. For Google, organize the world information. That's their BHAG. SpaceX, you know that? Yeah. Enabled human exploration and settlement of Mars. Yan yung bihag nila. For Tesla, to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And this is what the one that I really love. For Nike, crush Adidas. Oh, yeah. That is their big, airy, audacious goals. So, how are you connecting with this so far? And why is this important to you? Because having a big, hairy, audacious goals is something that would allow you to put all of your time and effort in there to work on that to make that a reality. That is what BHAG is. Yeah? So what's your BHAG? What is it that makes you understand the value of your goals? Because this is what is missing right now when people are setting goals and they're not able to fully put time in there because it's lacking the value. Because when you know the value, you know that is what's important to you. And setting it goals, putting in values in there, unfortunately, is the less appreciated task that people don't do. That you might say, Coach, I'm enjoying my work, right? And that's okay. I mean, if you're enjoying your work, you're in flow in there, that's great and good. But remember, whether you enjoy your job and work long hours voluntarily, that's something that you do, you are likely to make mistakes when you are tired. This is the reality. Not a lot of people can really just sleep less hours and still have that focus, that clarity, and they can continue on. Based on research, only 1 to 3% of the populations can sleep 5 or 6 hours a night or sometimes less without suffering some performance drop off. This is the reality. I'm sorry. That is the reality. Moreover, over 100 people who think they're a member of the sleepless elite. I know one who's a sleepless elite. Ayan, Master Coach A. I really salute Master Coach A. I try, Master Coach A, I really try. I practice it if I can do it. So far, 6.5 hours for me is working. Still taking a look at it if it's something that I can do intentionally. If you are part of it, again, it's for every 100 people who thinks they're a member of this 100 is actually are. Yeah, 1 to 3% of the billions of people. So are you part of it? That you can sleep less than 2 hours and you can still stay super productive, or you can at least 5 hours. Me, 6 hours. I can. That's something that I can do. Still waking up, doing well. If you work too hard, and you also, when you work too hard, you also lose sight of the bigger picture. Based on research, and I'm reading through this, right? Research has suggested that as we burn out, we have a greater tendency to get lost in the weeds. At times you get to lack the focus on what you need to do, and you lose sight, and you're turning in circle and circle and circle. Then everything is not working, right? Thank you for all of you who's sharing their comments. Maraming salamat. I'll go through that later, no? Coach Nord, yeah, overwork hurts us and affects our mental health. Very true. I've experienced this 3 times, Coach Nords. And when I went out of the corporate, I've realized that. Coach Shaun, maraming salamat. Thank you for joining. And all of these things we need to manage. And as a business, as a leader, as someone who's managing the business, this is the first thing that we need to take a look at intentionally. 19th century, when organized labor first compelled factory owners to limit work days to 10 hours. Ito statistics to, and then eventually 8, management was surprised to discover that output actually increased. So imagine the lesser hours that you allowed your workforce to work, they're more productive compared to working more than 10 hours. So imagine that. And I've seen this time and again. If you're able to really put and help the individuals focus their attention towards their strength, I will tell you it will just increase the way that they're performing. When they're able to have people work less, their productivity or their output increased, and the mistakes and accident was decreased. And this was a research conducted by Harvard Business School Leslie Perlow and Jessica Porter, where they repeated it over a century, and it still held true. Predictable, required time off like nights and weekends actually made team of consultants more productive. They're more productive. Why? Because they're able to do rest, they're able to do their passion project, they're able to do something they love, they're able to do something that, gives more meaning and fulfillment, and something that's happening. So why do people still do it then? Why do people continue to put themselves in a position where they overwork and overwork and overwork? Well, based on research, they say some might be ignorance. They might be ignorant. They don't know. I mean, they don't know what they don't know, and they need to be helped. They don't know that overworking can affect them long term. I'm part of that. I didn't know that overworking would affect me long term. It can be skepticism. Maybe they've read through it, they've researched it, but they say, it's not true. I don't see it. I don't feel it yet. Don't feel it yet. Or maybe it's something stronger than that. Maybe this person really have a strong, deeply rooted needs. Maybe this person is so passionate about the project, so passionate about the goals that they have, that whatever happens, they would put in their time in there. So which one are you? So how can you improve your work-life scorecard? Yeah. This one I will share to you. 5 ways to improve your work-life scorecard. Yan, napakita ko na lahat. 5 things. Be specific on your goals. When you set goals, be specific. Like you're specific. One of the things that you can do, um, famous people, those successful people, what they did is they have a mental model, and the mental model that they use, it's 5 hours. 5 hours principle. Put in 5 hours full attention to studying, learning, reading. Just put it in there. So be specific. Second is set measurable targets. When you set measurable targets, put in a target in there. Like when you read a book, five pages a day. Very specific. It's measurable. Then third is ensure your goals are attainable. Maybe you say, Coach, I would read one book per day, the whole book, but you haven't read it for a longest time, or maybe you haven't really read a book. So that's not attainable. So 5. Make it realistic to attain, of course. Make it realistic for you. Not too low, not too high. Just right for you so that you can continuously be motivated. And motivation, by the way, happens when you take action. Motivation happens when you take action. If you don't take action, there's no such thing, there's no motivation. And of course, set a time frame from when you will achieve it. Let's say that in 30 days, I would be able to complete this book, a 240-pager book. You can do that. So maybe you're familiar with this. We've been using this in the workplace. This is called SMART goal setting. So be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. That is how you help individuals and you help yourself attain a work life or improve your work life scorecard. Put personal goals in there. And I've been focused for the last 14 years, I've been focused towards just moving up the corporate ladder, that it failed me. I failed myself to put a goal that I really want, I really love, I really want for myself, I really want for my children. And people would say, putting money in the table, having a house, having a car, having a business, and so on and so forth, is something of a goal. But you know that it's a goal for you when you ask yourself that if that has been accomplished. I would ask myself this: what is the day to die for? Like for me, what is the day to die for? It's a day to die for when you see this, when you see your children, when you see your life, when you see your business, when you see other people, that you would say, God, I'm okay. I'm okay to go home. I can go home now. Everything is okay now. I think I've lived my mission here. And you would start focusing and giving your time in there. So people in the workforce, leaders in the workforce, I, you know, I ask of you, if you want your people there to be productive, if you want your people out there to enjoy their time, help them, support them, give them an opportunity to really to improve their work life scorecard by helping them find what their big, hairy, audacious goal is. Because when they're clear with that, I would tell you the performance at work would improve. That's proven time and again. I've seen that, I've proven that, and it's something that you can do. It's not easy, it takes time, but it's a long haul. Remember, it's pandemic right now. We're coming in the fourth order. We need to prepare for that. And if you are business leader out there and you're looking for ways to improve the mental health of the individuals, I would like for you to introduce with you the Mental Health Talk of Life Coach Philippines. These are 5 topics that you can choose from: the art of mentally healthy conversations at the workplace, 5 steps process to improve mental health at the workplace, and introduction to the mind coaching model. If this is something that you feel or you think or you're interested about, please feel free to message Coach Giselle. You see her in the comment section below. Message her. This can be conducted in your companies. We are offering this as a special rate, and it's only 10,000 pesos for 30 people, maximum 30 people for 2 hours training. So you can message me at 0917-569-4200, or you can message Coach Giselle there uh, in the comment section, or call her 0917-586-1661. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. As I end this conversation, I would like for you to invite you on one of the more awesome passion projects that Coach A has. If you are not yet a smart holder of the B Learning e-card, let me invite you to be personally become part of the mental model collector, to be a mental model collector. Like us, and be part of the B Learning Society, the tent maker of the B Learning Home for Mental Fitness. It's not really just the perks that you will get here. If you take advantage of this, if you put in your heart, your hard earned money in here, you're helping Master Coach A create that facility that would help people be mentally fit. And you know, I've been blessed at Decap Copy Republic, which has allowed me to make an assessment of where I am back in the corporate world when I was still thriving at work. When I was thriving at work, I got so much blessings at work, but because of the target, the goal that I have, that was meant to create a status, it exhausted me. After then I quit because I needed to start assessing where am I in this world and what am I doing. And I've realized that being promoted 2 to 3 years is not something that's good for your mental health. It will drain you eventually until such time that you are exhausted, that whatever happens when you stand up, nothing will work because your brain is just so tired. You know, take advantage of this. Decap Copy Republic is the home of certified life coaches, and that place has been, allowing me to heal my mind and my heart, and it's allowing me to stretch my heart as well, because I'm the type of guy who wants to be alone and doesn't want to talk to people. I feel that people would just come and go anyway. But life coaching has really changed the way that I see that. And take advantage of this be learning. The be learning e card, you're able to help others, help them with their mental health. And when you're doing this, you'll get three perks. You'll get 5% food and beverage discount from Decaf Cup Republic. You'll also get a full active pass to the live monthly mental model masterclass of Master Coach A. And it includes a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. Now, this is one is so cheap. The coaching session itself is not equivalent to what you're paying monthly. So it's super, super, uh, you know, something that you need to take advantage of. So if new to a concept of mental model, a mental model is an explanation of how something works. Like how the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you respond is something of a mental model. And it is a concept, it is a framework or a worldview that you carry around in you, in your mind, to help you interpret the world and understand the relationship between the things that you're doing, the things that you're seeing, the things that you're thinking about. Mental models are deeply held beliefs about how the world works. So imagine that, having that mental model understanding and being intentional about it. So why mental model is important? Because by building up your base of most valuable and universal mental models, you are building up your trunks of knowledge. So it's connecting in there in your trunks that you can use for the rest of your life. And you can also teach this to your children. And mental models are a critical category of knowledge that gets more relevant over time and can be applied across a wide variety of different domains. So you can utilize this in your life, in your career, in your relationship, in your values. You can utilize this anywhere. I, I would like to invite you. The next Mental Model Masterclass is going to be on August 21st at 7 p.m. And Master Coach A will cover the Polymath Mental Model. Learn how you can combine skills and become the superstar in your field. If you are someone who wants to be the go-to person, if you are someone who wants to be the person that people first of mind, come and join us. Discover why the Polymaths will win this 21st century. So register. Please connect with Coach Rosel. You see it in the comment section in there, 0917-586-1661. Also, for those of you who wants to improve the way that you live your life, you do your work, you strengthen your relationship, inviting you to the co-actively co-create life coaching certification program. If you are an individual who intend to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach, Master Coach A now is offering this. This is a comprehensive approach to learning and mastering life coaching as an active process that creates new path to achieving results in life so that success is inevitable in every coaching relationship. It includes a 21-day learning journey, a 3-day life coaching bootcamp, and a 3-day live business bootcamp. You see the schedule in there, put that in there. The program package also comes with many other bonuses. So please connect with Coach Rosel, 0917-586-1661 to get the opportunities waiting for you for this profession. Maraming salamat for joining me. Of course, later, do join us or join Coach Nords at 2 p.m. for National Living and Coach C for coaching for unbarrenness at 4 p.m. Ayan, just do make sure. Monday today. Ay, Monday ba today? Ay, okay. So, sorry. It's Monday pala today. Ano ba today? Today, Coach Maan pala. Coach Maan at 2 p.m. Ayan, I'm sorry. Sino? Si Coach Tin at 4. Ayan, si Coach Tin pala at 4. Sorry about that. Coach Maan at 2 p.m., Coach Tin at 4 p.m. Ayan, nagpapagpalit-palit ko na. Okay, thank you very much for joining me this morning. Maraming salamat for putting in this time and attention in me. I hope you're able to get some wisdom and nuggets in here. If you have any questions, feel free to message us. And if you need help, just feel free to message Life Coach Philippines and we would be happy to support you. Thank you very much for joining me. Maraming salamat. If you have any questions, just email me or message me there. See you again soon. Labang boom, labang boom, labang boom. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.